Welcome to An Alternate to You. I'm Hugh Anderson, and this is somewhat caught my attention this week. The unemployment rate in May dropped from 6.1% to 5.8%. But remember, it was 3.5% before the pandemic. We keep hearing about labor shortages, and you would think employment agencies would be very busy placing people in jobs. But that industry let go 118,000 workers in the past 2 months. And almost 80% of the overall employment gains recently were people taking on more than one job. Let that all sink in. And this from Fast Company. At the start of the pandemic, some CEOs announced to much fanfare that they'd give up their salaries in order to protect their companies from layoffs or closures. But those gestures did little to curb the trend of soaring CEO earnings because salary is often just one component of CEO compensation. In 2020, what CEOs took home rose nearly 16% according to preliminary data, while the average worker's compensation rose just 1.8%. Let them eat cake, I say. And they're off. This chart shows you people are ready to mingle again. Although we're not back to where we were before the pandemic, airport traffic suggests we are in a major uptrend. Be ready for delays at your local airport. And now that summer's here, it's time to hydrate. And take it from someone who lives in the desert. Hydration is important. And speaking of hydrating, here's how much water it takes to grow our food. In financial planning, there's basically two types of planning. One is goal-based planning, which we use here at Hightower Las Vegas. The other is cash flow-based planning. This is essentially trying to account for every dollar we earn and spend. Not an easy task. Kind of like when the trainer at the gym asks about your diet, and she immediately increases your calorie estimate by about 25%, knowing we lie to ourselves and find it hard to account for everything. As taxpayers, we all wonder where all our tax dollars go. Well, here's just a few places revealed by our friends at OpenTheBooks.com. The 50 richest places in America received congressional bailout money through the American Rescue Plan Act of 2021 to the tune of $100 million. But Flint, Michigan doesn't have decent drinking water. The United Agency for International Development is spending $2.1 million on sex ed classes for prostitutes in Ethiopia. I would think they'd be teaching the class. NASA spent $1 million to prepare the nation's religions for the discovery of extraterrestrial life. But how come the pictures of UFOs still look like they were shot in the 50s? And the National Science Foundation study found $1 million where it hurts the most to be stung by a bee, which they gave to Cornell University. I could have saved them a lot of money. It hurts everywhere. And a $300,000 study of dying, quote, fake penguins, unquote, in the Arctic through a virtual reality experience. Now that's a pretty expensive video game. Until next time, I wish you much health, happiness, and prosperity, and a lot of patience.